Miles.
Pray with me, please. Father, thank you for today, and thank you for allowing us to come here and do the business of the city, Lord. I pray that you would give us wisdom and discernment as we try to do our best to represent the will of the people. God, I pray that you would also bless our efforts and bless the city of Minden, Lord, as you so richly have up until this point, God. I pray that you would keep us in your will, Lord, and that we would seek your will as we do these things, God. And Lord, I pray blessings over and safety over the kids who started playing baseball tonight out at the rec. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Take the salute pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to call the April 6, 2026 City Council regular session to order. And I want to welcome everybody here tonight. Good to see y'all this beautiful April day. I'm stalling while I get my computer to cooperate here. All right. Are there any additions to tonight's agenda? All right. Let the record reflect there are none. Are there any public comments pertaining to any item that's on our agenda? Okay, there are none. Item number 1, adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council workshop held on March 2nd, 2026. You have before you the minutes. I would entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council workshop held on March 2nd, 2026.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy.
Second.
Second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion or questions on this? There being none, let's vote. All right, and that passed unanimously. Next we have item number 2, adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council regular session. You have those minutes to review in your meeting packet. What's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council regular session held on March 2nd, 2026 as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Miles and a second from Councilman Pendergrass. Any questions or discussion on this? All right, there is none. Let's vote.
I hit yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have item number 3, adopt resolution amending the City of Minden 2025 through 2026 budget. Just a little explanation on this. The budget amendments, these are kind of mid-year budget amendments. We took out a loan for our rec center project, and we're moving that money from the bond account into the general fund. We are currently spending that money on construction at the rec complex, at this Minden Sports Complex. We created a new recreation department, Department 24. That's reflected in this budget amendment. That is because this year we're going to run our own concessions, and so that's a pretty robust department. We reorganized some monies from the existing rec fund to the rec enhancement project. We included revenues that we would normally receive at the rec center into this new fund. Also, in the budget amendment, there also are 2 grant projects that'll be reflected in there. One is the airport hangar project, and the other one is a water main replacement for Webb Court. And so grant money comes in, and then we expend it, and that's all in there. And then there were some internal corrections to Mulaney's department and Mulaney Slack's credit. They did an audit on our workman's compensation policies and determined that we were overpaying largely for our workman's comp plans. We were through that audit. So that's always a good thing, and she was able to address that in this budget amendment. So it's a pretty hefty budget amendment. Any questions about this, I would refer to the city clerk. But outside of that, I would entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to adopt a resolution to amend the City of Minden budget, 25-26 budget.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any question or discussion on it? All right, there being none, let's vote. And that carried unanimously. Next, we have item number 4, adopt a resolution authorizing credit card signatory power for certain City of Minden personnel. Due to creating the new department, Department 24, what we call the Rec Enhancement Project Department, the Rec Enhancement Coordinator is Zach Harrison, and the assistant is Haley Lewis. And, they're going to be buying a lot of Snicker bars and probably need credit card authority. So what's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to adopt a resolution authorizing credit card signatory power for certain City of Minden personnel as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell and a second from Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion or further questions on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. And that carried unanimously. Next, we have item number 5, adopt resolution. A resolution to participate in the LaMatts Administered Cooperative Purchasing Joint Commission, LACPC, and to appoint a representative. So what this is, through the LMA, there is an organization called LaMatts, and council, y'all have all heard of the LMA, obviously, but probably also LaMatts. LaMatts helped us with our CMAR process for the rec center. They also help us with our Gov Deal listings. So when we auction off cars and lawnmowers and things like that, we do that through LaMatts. But they mentioned to me the other day that there is a LACPC, this joint purchasing commission, and Minden does not have has never passed the resolution to be a part of that group, and we've never appointed a representative. So I'd be willing to serve as that representative and have us a seat on this commission. It would help us with our, it's kind of like a co-op purchasing group for the state. So, but I'd entertain whatever y'all desire.
I move to adopt a resolution to participate in the LaMatts Administered Cooperative Purchasing Joint Commission and to appoint Nicholas A. Cox as representative.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Pendergrass and a second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on that? All right, there being none, let's vote. Who we waiting on? I was gonna say, for the record, it's these tablets so slowing my meetings down. It's not me. But they're good. Are y'all liking them? That monitor up there helps tremendously. Next, we have item 6, adopt ordinance number 1168, an ordinance to amend and reenact ordinance number 1165, establishing the Minden Administrative Court pursuant to LARS 13-2575 and 13-2576, adopting technical amendments to authorize the non-mandatory discretionary assessment of fines, civil penalties, and costs, including hearing costs, the maximum of which shall not exceed those established by the Minden City Court, and to provide for any related matters thereto. We've already passed this before, but Neil and Ashley have been working on the practical parts of setting up our administrative court, and Neil, through his revision, decided that there would be a few technical amendments that needed to be made so things are spelled out a little more clear. And so he's asked us to revise this ordinance if it so pleases the council.
I move to adopt ordinance 1168, an ordinance to amend and reenact ordinance number 1165, establishing the Minden Administrative Court pursuant to LARS 13:2575 and 13:2576, adopting technical amendments to authorize the non-mandatory discretionary assessment of fines, civil penalties, and costs, including hearing costs, the maximum of which shall not exceed those established by the Minden City Court, and to provide for any related matters thereto.
Have a motion from Councilman Pendergrass and a second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion or questions on this? All right, there are none. Let's vote. And this motion passed unanimously. Next, we have item number 7, authority for Mayor Cox to enter into a sports tourism services agreement between the City of Minden and Airstream Ventures. So Airstream is a third-party company. You know, when we started talking about redoing the rec complex and doing the rec enhancement project, we discussed that we would need a third party to come in and manage it, that the management group that we currently have cannot really do what they're currently doing and take on all the events that we would need to do to make the rec complex as successful as we want it to be. So we've thoroughly interviewed Airstream, met with them several times in different ways. They even came to town last week and met with several of us. And we feel like, or at least I do, I'll get your opinion when you vote on it, council, but it seems that they share the vision that we share for what we want the rec center to become and what we're trying to accomplish. At this time, I'd open the floor to the council for any input, if you have any on the subject.
Only input would be not only the Minden Sports Complex, but also the city as a whole. They reviewed all the different venues that we have and feel strongly that they can attract events to come and be hosted in Minden, which would be a win for our retail, lodging, and restaurants.
Thank you. Any other thoughts or comments? There being none, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to authorize Mayor Cox to enter into a sports tourism services agreement between the City of Minden and Airstream Ventures as presented.
Have a motion from Councilman Pendergrass. Second from Councilman Thomas. Any further discussion? All right, there is none. Let's vote. And that motion passed unanimously. Next, we have item 8, authority for Mayor Cox to execute a deed for donation to the City of Minden of 2 tracts of land for lift station improvements and retainage of access and utility servitude. So we've voted on this before also, but after some negotiation with the property owner, there was a little bit of back and forth about who would give who the servitude and utility access. And the landowner that's gracious enough to donate this property to the city for the use of a sewer lift station gets to dictate those terms. And so we went with what he wanted. But so this is an update to an agreement y'all have already approved, if I'm not mistaken, in December. But if it pleases the council, I would entertain a motion.
I move to authorize Mayor Nick Cox to execute a deed for donation to the City of Minden of 2 tracts of land for lift station improvements and retainage of access and utility servitude as presented.
I have a motion from Councilman Miles and a second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion or questions? All right, there is none. Let's vote. All right, and that motion carried unanimously. Next, we have item number 9, condemned property, 704 Cherry Street, District A, Nicole Stewart. Is there anyone here tonight from 704 Cherry Street, District A, Nicole Stewart? Anybody here representing that property? All right, it appears there's no one here. What's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to authorize Mayor Nick Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and cleaning of the lot within 30 days of this date.
I have a motion from Councilman Miles,
Second.
second from Councilman Thomas. Any discussion? There being none, let's vote. That passed unanimously. Next, we have item number 10, condemned property 716 East Street, District A, Rodell Bailey Estate. Is there anyone here from the Rodell Bailey Estate? 716 East Street. Okay, it appears that no one's here from the 716 East Street Estate. What's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to authorize Mayor Nick Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within the 30 days of this date.
I have a motion from Councilman Miles,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. And that motion carried unanimously. Next, we have item number 11, 913 Pershing Street, District A, Fannie Morris / Webster Parish Police Jury. Is there anyone here from the 319 Pershing Street? Okay, what's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to authorize Mayor Nick Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of any structures located thereon and the cleaning of this property within the next 30 days.
I have a motion from Councilman Miles,
Second.
second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion or questions on this? There being none, let's vote. And that carried unanimously. Next, we have item number 12, condemned property, 114, 116, and 118 North Talton Street, District B, Alice Day Jones. Is there anyone here from the Alice Day Jones property, 114, 116, 118 North Talton Street? Alice Day Jones. All right, it appears there is no one here from that property or those properties. What's the wishes of the council on this?
I move to authorize Mayor Nick Cox to issue an order declaring the property condemned and further order the demolition of structures located thereon and the cleaning of the lot within 30 days. I'm gonna do 180 days on this, 180 days of this date.
So the motion from Councilman Miles is to grant this property 180 days.
Second.
I got a second
I was
from
wondering.
Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion or questions on that? All right, there's none. Let's vote. And that motion passed unanimously. Next, we have item number 13, final plat approval, lot split of property owned by Abby and Daniel Monday located at 612 Germantown Road. A request was made by the property owners to divide this property. The planning commission's minutes have been provided to you. You saw where they approved this lot split. But the council has to vote to have the final approval on this. So when y'all are ready, I would entertain a motion from the council on this item.
I move to approve the final plat for the lot split of property owned by Abby and Daniel Monday located at 612 Germantown Road.
Have a motion from Councilman Pendergrass and a second from Councilman Roy. Are there any questions on this? There are none. Let's vote. And that passed unanimously. Next, we have item 14, a final plat approval, lot split of property owned by Miles and Miles Enterprises of Minden LLC, located at 906 Devereaux Street. So this also went through the planning commission. A request was made by the property owner. After reviewing the minutes, it appears the planning commission approved that, and now the council needs to vote on whether to also approve this plat split, lot split. So what's the motion, what's the wishes of the council on this item?
I move to approve the final plat for the lot split of property owned by Miles and Miles Enterprises of Minden LLC located on 906 Devereaux Street as presented.
Have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell,
Second.
second from Councilman Thomas. Any discussion or questions on this? There being none, let's vote. And the motion carried. Next, we have item 15, the budget financial report for February 2026. City Clerk Mulaney Slack.
Good evening, everyone.
Did y'all like her intro music?
Hope y'all are doing well. I did provide a copy of February 2026 budget to you all for y'all's review. In January 2026, sales tax collections excluding the TIF districts totaled $665,982 compared to $668,124 in January of 2026. So we did see a 0.32% decrease, and that was due to online sales. Delinquent payments for the city of Minden amounted to $22,826. And just to update you all, I did have today's due date for all the wish lists to be returned to me. So once I return back from my training, I will begin working on the budget and start scheduling those meetings.
Are there any questions for the city clerk? Okay, thank you. Next, we have the item 16, the fire report for March 2026, Chief Brian Williams.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. The Minden Fire Department responded to 3 structure fires, 1 vehicle fire, 12 miscellaneous fires, including 6 grass fires. One of those locations kind of scared the mayor because the location was a substation, but it wasn't in the substation.
Exactly right.
3 rescue calls, 5 false alarms, 5 fire alarms, for a total of 36 emergency calls for the city. We have completed our information gathering, submitted it to PIL. We should have our site visit scheduled within the next month or 2. Once they arrive on site, we'll get with Tyler for the water department to do their part with them. We also have started our different shifts at the fire department are going around checking fire hydrants. They're weed eating around them and spraying around them to maintain them. We've gathered a couple of issues that we've talked to Tyler about with fire hydrants, and he's resolved them very quickly. So we're continuing to do that, and we'll let him know any other issues that we find around the city. So we're just trying to make all of them ready for the PIL visit.
Are there any questions for the fire chief?
Is the fence around the fire hydrant on Main Street, is that permanent?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's just while the water tower's down.
Give me a few days.
We're working on the water tower.
Yeah, it's temporary.
It's a temporary.
It's very important, but it's temporary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Any more questions for the fire chief? Okay. Next, we have item 17, the police report for February 2026. In your council packet was the chief's police report. You've had time to review it. You can see how he's taken the fines and distributed them out. And when y'all are ready, I would entertain a motion that we accept the police chief's report.
So moved, Mayor.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy,
Second.
second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any questions for the chief about that report or further discussion? There being none, let's vote to accept that.
Mine never showed.
Might have to refresh.
Hit the refresh, she said. We were so close to having a successful meeting.
Refresh, I don't see it.
Should be at the top to the left. If his is like mine, to the right. Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't see a refresh.
I don't see
Can you help him? We're gonna have to get tech support for the last
it. Oh, I
item.
got something for it, let me see. Still nothing. Why is it always mine?
I'm quite certain we approved this report.
No, it's not showing up. Oh, either, right there.
Oh, it's all, okay, I can just go there and do it, okay.
Yes, sir.
I know now, okay.
It actually hit her button now.
It's always my remote or my iPad.
And that motion passed unanimously. Chief MacGyver, do you have anything you want to add today?
Yes, just for the month of March, total arrests were 91. Patrol citations were a total of 934. Accidents were 50. Calls for service were 1,845. And animal calls were at 13.
Are there any questions for the police chief? Okay, thank you, Chief. At this time, I'd like to ask Ashley Davis to come up and your guest with you. At this time, I'm going to present a proclamation. It says, whereas more than 100,000 individuals across the United States are waiting on life-saving organ transplants. Almost 2,000 of those individuals reside in the state of Louisiana. And whereas one organ donor can save up to 8 lives, one tissue donor can save and heal over 75 lives, and one donor can restore sight to 2 people. Whereas listing your name in the Louisiana Donor Registry provides hope for those whose lives or productivity depend on transplants. And whereas more than 2.8 million Louisiana residents have already registered as organ donors at the Office of Motor Vehicles when applying for or renewing driver's license. Many also chose to sign up online through LA Wallet and through the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. And whereas the spirit of giving and the decision to donate are not restricted by age or medical condition. And whereas the Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency, LOPA, and Donate Life Louisiana work with volunteers, the private sector, nonprofits, and media partners to bring awareness to and inform the public of the life-saving potential of organ tissue and eye donation. Now, therefore, I, Nicholas A. Cox, Mayor of the great city of Minden, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Donate Life Month in the city of Minden, Louisiana. Council, y'all stand up if you want to.
Yes, ma'am.
fighting for too many eyes. I want it one at a time. All right, 3.
Gosh.
There we go. 3, 2, 1.
I'm back.
All right, thank you all. Thank you all. All right, that concludes our business portion of the meeting. Are there any announcements from anyone in our audience tonight? Okay, I'll turn it over. Oh, yes, sir.
John, District C. You have my packet from last month. Question, my city council person, did you distribute the pictures and the videos as you promised from last month?
I sent a picture
Did you
to, I
distribute
know I did
to
to
the
the
city
mayor.
councilmen, to the other city council members and the mayor?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I did to them, but I know the mayor I did. Because me and the mayor have been trying to work on the things that you've been talking about.
Judge Yoakum, did you review the video? Did you happen to see the video?
I'm not a judge, but the one from a couple of years ago.
See, oh, no, just the one that from my city council person.
I said the mayor.
Okay, so he wasn't able to see it, okay. Chief, did you have the answer to the question I asked you 2 months ago?
Which was that?
You didn't write it down?
No, sir, I did not.
And you're consistent. Next month will be 3 years that I've been trying to get this police report. Judge, you sent me a letter that said that I shouldn't press any charge. You had reviewed the information.
Attorney, he's not a judge,
Well,
man.
yeah, you sent me the information, you reviewed the information.
Yes, I've reviewed what you sent the city previously, but I'm not going to comment on any type of.
I just have a question. I just have a question. What amount of money on vandalism would be appropriate for an immediate arrest? Is there a minimum dollar amount that you could?
No, there's no minimum amount, but again, I'm not going to opine on legal actions in open meeting.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No further questions.
Are there any other comments from anybody in the audience? All right, at this time, we'll turn the floor over to Councilman Pendergrass.
We have opening day at the rec for baseball and softball tomorrow night, and that will be held at the quad up the hill at the Minden Sports Complex that has recently been had an enhancement and has turf infields, and so all-star teams from last year who placed in the state tournament and World Series will be honored there tomorrow night, and so. If you've never been to opening day at the rec, if you don't like crowds, you may not want to go to this event. But there is a massive amount of people present, and it will change what you think about the city of Minden and who lives here and who and the youth present in the city of Minden. I promise you haven't really interacted with youth like this unless you go out there and participate in this. So I encourage you to do it.
Councilman Roy.
So I'd like to touch on a couple of things. This year, we are putting together and have started the Pet Mayor program again. So we started pushing that out to social media last week. Sarah and Ashley have put that together and doing a great job on that. So I want to touch on some dates. So the sponsorships and nominations for the animals and such are started last week, and that'll be going on through May the 8th. And then once that's finalized, then the voting on who will be our next mayor, our pet mayor, through council, police chief, and fire chief will be May 15th through the 29th. And then our collaring ceremony will be June the 13th, which will also be our 250-190 celebration that we're having. So please be looking out for the nominations if you can help sponsor. This is something that I've tried to do to help the animal shelter that we're building out there, and that will be soon completing. And then finally, I know that I've had some calls on animals that are out and about, and we've got traps put out and things like that. And one thing that we ask that folks not do is to feed the animals. This makes it much easier for animal control to catch these animals and take care of them as we need to, you know, get them adopted and things like that. Carrie does an excellent job in getting these animals that we catch to a new home. So please be mindful. We've got traps out throughout the city. Don't feed them. Please let us catch them and take care of them properly, please.
Councilwoman Mitchell?
I just want to touch on that it's getting warm and spring is here. Grass growing, and everyone just encourage everyone to just mow the grass, clean up properties, their own property, and if you want to help out with someone else, please do so. Thank you.
Councilman Thomas? Councilman Miles?
All right, so it's April, everybody, Autism Awareness Month. You guys know I'm a big advocate for autism. So much, in fact, that that I've partnered with Families Helping Families, Region 7, and we're having an autism acceptance walk on April the 18th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We have over 300, almost 400 registered participants. It'll be held over here at Miller Quarters Park. I hope to see each and every one of you guys there. We're going to have bounce houses, vendors, Dunkin' booths. Mayor, are you willing to get in a Dunkin' booth?
Willing is a strong word.
You know, I'm putting him on the spot. Also, we'll have more efficient fitness and training that'll stretch us out before the walk. Everybody who donated, every sponsor, I just want to say thank you. Having over almost 400 participants tells me there's a great need here. It's something that hasn't been talked about a lot. I never imagined that we would have the amount of participants that we're having. I was thinking maybe 75, you know, but this just opens my eyes, and I hopefully it opens everyone else's eyes to, you know, autism. So I just hope that you guys come out, have a good time, and participate. Thank you all.
Thank you. A couple of thoughts I have. The 250-190, that's our country's 250th year and our city's 190th year in existence. And so you'll be hearing that term, 250-190. We're going to celebrate those two milestones at the same time this year. Love the Boot Week's coming up. I know Sarah's working hard on that. We want to clean up litter. We're challenging all the citizens to pick up and do the Lieutenant Governor's challenge of picking up at least 250 pieces of litter each. And so I'm looking at y'all. I want y'all to get the trash. But we're all going to encourage our neighbors to pick up trash, 250 pieces of litter. And Love the Boot Week is the week of April 20th, right? 20 through the 24th. And then on the Saturday, the 25th, Republic, we're working with them and a few other companies to do a citywide trash, haul your trash to the Webster Parish Fairgrounds or the Parish Fairgrounds and get rid of it like we used to do years ago. So we're having a big citywide cleanup. Pick up trash in front of your house, pick up trash down the road, and we'll all make this place less trashy and a better, more beautiful place. So. Any other thoughts? Chief, did you have anything? No, sir. I saw Aunt Joe back there. Good to see you, Aunt Joe. Okay, one more thing. Go ahead.
As requested by Mr. Mike Harper, I wanted to introduce our special guest, Ms. McBride.
Yes.
Come up real quick. Ms. McBride.
Yes.
She is a wonderful person, inside and out. Her son was a donor in 2019, and that is when I first had the honor to meet her. And I just wanted her to share maybe a few words about her son.
Thank you. Actually, this month makes, 7 years that we moved here to Minden, where my son was brought here. He was in a shooting accident, drive-by, and accidentally shot, left him paralyzed from neck down. We ended up losing him here, but it has truly been a blessing to be a part of the LOPA team. They have really been great. The city of Minden was so overwhelming to us that accepted us in. It was by the farm that we came, that we wanted to stay here. So it's just like starting all over again for me and my family. With LOPA, Joshua was the first Louisiana recipient that did the honors walk, and it was a blessing to us to actually let this happen with him. My husband, over 19 years ago, received his transplant there at the same hospital that my son donated his organs. So I just ask that you all just continue to support the LOPA Foundation, because it's truly been a blessing to us. And we're advocating. I'm actually going back down south to DeRidder on September the 2nd, which they have named it Joshua's Day, so that we can make this more aware to him. And as for this gentleman here, I appreciate what you're doing for autism, because I have 2 at my home that we plan on being a part of what you're doing, because it's very, very important that people understand our youth, young adults, and even adults that have autism, because it's important. Sometimes they don't have a voice, but we're their voice. So I appreciate that. Thank you all for allowing me to come here. And thank you, Minden, for being such a blessing in my family's life, even 2 years after Joshua, my husband, passed. But we ended up moving to Princeton, where it was much closer. But you all have an amazing city here, and I appreciate you all for everything.
Amen.
Thank you.